The first thing my aunt said when she walked into Grandma's house was, "Check Lauren's purse. She's the last person who was alone with Mom's wedding ring." For about 10 seconds, nobody said a word. Every eye in the room turned toward me. I honestly thought my own family was about to believe I'd stolen the one thing Grandma treasured most. What my aunt didn't know was that Grandma's new security cameras had been recording the entire afternoon. My name's Lauren Mitchell. I'm 34, married, and I live about 30 minutes outside Columbus, Ohio. My grandmother, Eleanor, had recently moved into assisted living after a minor stroke. Before selling her house, my mom, my Aunt Denise, my cousin Erica, and I spent weekends packing everything room by room. Grandma owned one piece of jewelry that meant more than anything else, her wedding ring. She'd worn it for almost 60 years before arthritis forced her to stop. Instead of wearing it, she kept it inside a small velvet box in the top drawer of her bedroom dresser. Everybody in the family knew exactly where it was. The Saturday everything happened started normally. We spent hours sorting old photographs, dishes, blankets, and boxes in the garage. Around lunchtime, Grandma called my phone from the assisted living center. She wanted me to bring her favorite family photo album, because she'd forgotten to pack it. I found the album upstairs in her bedroom closet. While I was there, I noticed the velvet ring box sitting open inside the dresser drawer. I remember thinking Grandma must have shown it to someone during the week. Without touching it, I simply closed the box and shut the drawer before grabbing the photo album. I was upstairs maybe 3 minutes. Nothing more. I drove the album to Grandma, stayed with her about 45 minutes, then came back to the house. The second I walked through the front door, something felt wrong. Denise was standing in the hallway looking furious. "The ring's gone," she said. And Lauren was the last one upstairs. The room went completely silent. I kept waiting for someone to say, "Let's slow down," or maybe we should look again. Nobody did. Denise crossed her arms and looked straight at me. "You were upstairs alone," she said. "Nobody else went into that room." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "So your first thought is that I stole Grandma's wedding ring?" She shrugged. "I'm saying the timing doesn't look good." My cousin Erica looked uncomfortable but stayed quiet. Mom stepped between us. "Enough," she said. "Let's search the room before we accuse anybody." For the next 20 minutes, we looked everywhere. Inside dresser drawers, behind furniture, laundry baskets, even the trash. Nothing. Denise kept making little comments. "It's amazing how things disappear. Some people get desperate." She never actually said my name again, but she didn't have to. Everyone knew exactly who she meant. Finally, I looked at her and said, "If you honestly think I stole it, call the police." That surprised her. I don't think we need to do that." "No," I replied. "Either you believe I stole it or you don't." Before she could answer, Mom suddenly remembered something. "Didn't Michael install security cameras here after the break-in last year?" My Uncle Michael had mounted small cameras covering the front door, back door, hallway, and living room only a few months earlier. Denise blinked. "I forgot about those." "So did I," Mom said. "The camera system automatically saved footage to Michael's phone." Mom called him immediately. He answered within seconds. After hearing what happened, he said, "Don't argue with anybody. Give me 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes felt like an hour. Denise stopped talking completely. I noticed something strange. She wasn't angry anymore. She looked nervous. And for the first time all afternoon, I had the feeling this wasn't going to end the way she'd expected. Uncle Michael arrived carrying his tablet instead of saying a single word. He connected it to the security camera app and pulled up the recording from that afternoon. The hallway camera couldn't see inside Grandma's bedroom, but it showed everyone who walked in and out. First, it showed me walking upstairs with the photo album. Less than 3 minutes later, I came back down carrying the album in both hands and left the house to take it to Grandma. Nothing unusual. Then Michael fast-forwarded. About 15 minutes after I left, Denise quietly walked upstairs by herself. She looked over her shoulder before entering Grandma's bedroom. Nearly 5 minutes passed before she came back down. This time she wasn't carrying anything obvious, but she immediately slipped her right hand into the pocket of her cardigan. Nobody spoke. Michael paused the video. "Denise," he said calmly, "why were you upstairs alone after Lauren left?" She hesitated. I was checking another drawer." Mom frowned. "Then why didn't you mention that earlier?" Denise's face turned pale. Michael played the next clip. Less than 2 minutes after Denise came downstairs, she walked into the kitchen alone. Another camera showed her removing something small from her pocket and placing it inside a decorative cookie. tin sitting on top of the refrigerator. Mom immediately grabbed a chair, climbed up, and opened the tin. Inside the velvet jewelry box was Grandma's wedding ring. The room went completely silent. Denise burst into tears. She admitted she'd hidden the ring after seeing me go upstairs because she wanted everyone to think I'd taken it. A few weeks earlier, Grandma had quietly told the family she planned to let me keep her wedding ring one day because I'd spent so much time helping her after Grandpa passed away. Denise couldn't accept it. She thought if everyone believed I was dishonest, Grandma might change her mind. Instead, she destroyed her own credibility. She apologized over and over, but apologies couldn't erase what she'd done. The hardest part wasn't being accused. It was watching the people I loved almost believe it, without asking me a single question. Grandma eventually learned the truth. She hugged me and simply said, "I knew you'd never take anything from me." That meant more than the ring ever could. Trust isn't something you lose all at once. It disappears one accusation at a time. If this story touched you, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done if your own family accused you before knowing the truth?